And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original animated series, The Last Kids on Earth Book 2. So, The Last Kids on Earth is based off a popular children's comic book series, I guess, or book series. They're currently about to have their 6th book, and as far as I can tell, this has a very dedicated fan base. When I reviewed the first part, which book 1 is surprisingly was a feature film, we all thought we were going to get a series, and I mentioned a few things that I did not like, and man, the fans just came out of the woodwork like, what do you know, blah 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 this, and so I had to kind of stand back and say, hey, this is a review from the perspective of someone that hasn't read the book. So today I watched the 10 episodes for the series, which is book 2, so thankfully we get a series this time. They're about 25 minutes long. I watched it with my son, and I have to say, we thought this was much better.
What's happening?
So book 2 centers around the 4 kids again, 13-year-old kids. They have an ultimate quest this time round, and it's to kind of find out what has happened, why the zombies have come from. They meet some monsters. They're trying to stop the ultimate bad universe destroying monster from coming to Earth, and so they have a massive quest, which is fun. I think that works. The first episode, I wasn't too sure that I was going to like this because I felt like the kids were a bit annoying. They were bickering, and I just thought if this is going to be how they're going to do it, and there's not going to be a massive arc in this, they're like episodic stories where they do an adventure, they finish it, and then the next episode is another story where they do an adventure and they finish that. But thankfully, right at the end of, well, near the end of the episode 1, you get this arc that is kind of revealed, but it's not until episode 5 really that the arc really gets going. And that for me is where this animated series is strongest, because they've built up what's going to happen. They've introduced you to the new characters, which I really like, and I think the acting, particularly in this series, is really great, and that comes down to the voice actors that they've got in this. The caliber of voice actors that they've attached to the project this time is fantastic. Bruce Campbell, Mark Hamill.
Ultimate Quest. Ultimate Quest.
Just to name a couple, there are many more. I'll leave you to find out and discover. You'll have one of those voices that go, wait, I know that guy. And you'll be like, where is he from? And you check in on IMDb, you'll be like, wow, yeah, I do know that guy. I'll just mention Final Space for one, and you'll recognize a voice from there. And so I thought the voice acting with the fun arc. There are a lot of tropes in this series when it comes to animated things that when you get an animated story, there are some animated story that go realistic things, and this is not that. So some animated stories take a world building engine and they build their world, and everything is kind of, you understand that this works like that and this works like that. This is definitely for a younger generation where you kind of have to let certain things slide. Like, this is an animated world, it's for kids, and certain things just happen the way they happen, and some things they'll say that contradict each other. Some things in the world don't quite work the way they should. If you think too much about it, then I think you're missing the point of this series. It's just a fun animated kids story that I feel like that the books are, they might get darker, but they get better. There are some really dark, engrossing moments that the kids will mention something about, which I really like. There's this underlying theme of, like, these kids now have no parents and they've got to deal with that sometimes, and that occasionally comes out. If that happened more, I think I would be more invested in it. I think the more they kind of go into having the kids have to deal with some of the stuff that they're now living in a world that is full of monsters and zombies, and they have to somehow survive, I think that would be better, because there's a lot of joking and there's a lot of fun. It's very vibrant, full of color. I like some of the creature creations, and their kind of sidekicks or their sidekick monster friends. I love all of that, but when it's really good is for me when it works well with the dialogue, with the scripting and the voice acting, which is incredible, but they go a little deeper. I like that bit. I think that works well, and it does happen somewhat throughout the 10 episodes, but mostly these kids are just having fun in the way they are. The main protagonist, I would say, out of the group, he's a bit annoying because he sets all these rules and he says all these things and he kind of does his own thing. And so all the characters do go on a character journey and they learn things throughout the throughout the way, as you would expect your characters to progress and level up, but it does take a little bit longer for our main protagonist to learn some things along the way, other than his friends. But that's fine. That's the nature of animated stories like this. You can't just be like, and here's the moral of the story. They have to go on these journeys, the adventures, and that kind of works for this. I do love the animation. I think it's so vibrant and colorful. You can't help but be enthralled and drawn into the world. Along with the voice acting and the colorful, vibrant storytelling, there's also the music that was a lot of fun. And when to use music, when to edit it in, when to have it silent, when to put a joke. I laughed quite a bit with this with my son. There were moments when we were laughing, not like barely laughing, but laughing because of how they've somehow managed to get themselves into nonsense again. And then when they continue a joke and thread it in later, I think that's quite clever. So the dialogue in this was quite fun, and it's quite clever in moments, the way they bring back certain jokes from previous episodes and put it in further episodes. So I just think it was easy to watch. I think fans of the book series will really enjoy this. I'm hoping that they've been true. Chat to me in the comments below if you're a fan of the book series. I know adults love this, and I know kids love this, and this kind of both worlds appears to both worlds. So let me know in the comments below if you've read the books and you're excited for the next one coming out, but whether you thought this did a good job, because I know there's been some fans of the series really eagerly anticipating this, and I think they've done a good job. I think I'm looking forward to the next season. So do chat to me in the comments below about that. Who is your favorite character? Who's your favorite monster character? And who's your favorite human character? Let me know. And maybe your favorite zombie character, because there were a few repeated zombie characters in this that I thought were very cool. Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.